You're listening to the Mortgage Success Podcast, a show created to inspire mortgage brokers to achieve optimal success in their mortgage businesses. I'm the host, Brian France, the author of the book, Internet Marketing for Mortgage Brokers, tripling your online sales by getting your internet marketing done the right way. I'm also the founder of Mortgage Broker Marketing, the digital marketing agency for the mortgage industry. On each episode, I'll be sitting down with industry leaders to talk about their processes, the lessons they've learned, and how to find success in your mortgage business. All right, so welcome to another episode of the Mortgage Success Podcast. With me today is Manny Fajardo of Premier Lending. Manny, thank you for joining. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Here in South Florida, been around since 2014. Obviously, with the market, have grown substantially the last 18 months.
Yeah.
But not just a product of rates. I think, your help and some marketing and lead sources that we've really leveraged have gotten us to this place. So we have about 15 active licenses now, should have about 20 in the next 30 days.
Wow.
Maybe another 15 by the end of the year. So the goal is to have about 30 active licenses in December.
40 loan officers by December.
30 total.
30. Got it. Okay. And so started the company in 2014, and right now you have about 15 active licenses.
Yeah, 15. We got maybe 3 or 4 guys in a training phase. We have a very structuredized training that takes about a month to go through.
Nice.
So before we release anybody out in the world, it takes them about 3 to 4 weeks to go through that process. So I would say by the end of the first portion of Q2, we'll have those guys up and running.
Awesome, man. And where are you guys at? Like, how many loans a month are you guys closing at this point?
Yeah, we're about, I would say maybe 75-ish.
75.
Yeah, some months better than others, but I'd say we're pretty consistent around that number. I think the worst month we had in probably the last 12 months, I think we did 50 something units. So
okay.
We're cranking them out for not having that many licenses on board.
Wow. Yeah. So that's pretty good. So about 15 active licenses, 75 loans a month, and really all in South Florida.
All in South Florida, yeah.
Mostly South Florida. Wow.
Yeah, mostly. I mean, we're licensed all throughout the state. We've entertained heading into some other states, especially with our lead source. Yeah. But honestly, the market here it's moving so fast. There's enough business to go around. We haven't had the time to get licensed elsewhere, nor do I think we need to at this point, just because we happen to be lucky.
Yeah.
We have the business in a very desirable area. We're right in West Central Broward, so sandwiched between Palm Beach and Miami. So there's just a ton of business and action going on here in South Florida.
Awesome. Well, tell us, like, how did you get started in mortgage, and then how did Premier Lending get started?
Yeah, so my sister actually had worked for a pretty large mortgage lender in the past and brought me on, which is ironic because it's kind of come full circle because she works for me now.
Yeah.
And her and I got in, prior to the crash. This is, probably 2004, 2003, around that time. So she had a pretty good run. And the crash happened. We kind of bounced around at a few different lenders. My job was I was a senior account executive. So, I visited and had, 20 to 40 accounts at times of brokerages that are similar to what I have now. So I got a really good idea of what brokerages ran their business smoothly and had a good operational piece to it. So, I decided to take a chance. And honestly, it was my wife that really pushed me to do it. I'm not much of a risk taker, and that was a huge risk for us. But I ended up, opening the company with, my partner Johanny, and he had worked for one of the brokerages that was one of my accounts. So we basically branched off and started a company, and we remained pretty small for a few years. Just him and I. We had a 2-man shop, and then slowly just added, employees, and now we're at the point where, addition to the loan officers we have about another 5 or 6 operational roles within our platform, because we I wouldn't say we don't take a traditional approach for the size brokerage that we have is in how we process loans. We have more of an assembly line approach. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's some of the pieces that we took from our past experiences was, to create an assembly line approach to allow the loan officer to shine what they're best at, which is, essentially sales,
Wow.
and all the in between be handled by other departments. So that's basically the approach we took, and it took us a long time to get to that place, but we're here now, and we're not the same business we were a month ago, and I don't think we'll be the same business a year from now or even a month from now. We've constantly done, I think, a pretty good job of changing and staying with the times.
Wow. So yeah, you were in the industry for like 10 years through the crash, and then in 2014 you guys started, right?
2014. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, and two-man shop, and slowly started adding employees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what how do you guys position yourselves? Like, what's your value proposition? What's unique about Premier Lending?
Well, I think that we hang our hats on being a brokerage versus a lender, or being a net branch. We want to be independent. I think being an independent mortgage broker is coming back a lot more. And, I probably got a lot of slack for going, the wholesale model versus the retail model.
Mm.
So I think that us being able to offer a client multiple options and being flexible. And I think that the issue with this model in the past was a lot of people liked going the retail, avenue because there was technology and different softwares that were, specific to those type of models. And the broker, the small business owner didn't have that opportunity. So that has since changed. And I think that we've been able to get on a more level playing field with those type of entities.
Yeah.
So, being able to offer what a brokerage can offer with the same type of technology is really our type of value proposition. I mean, we're closing, probably our average, from lock to clear to close is less than 10 days.
Wow.
Probably averaging, on a purchaser refi, 3 to 4 weeks max on a closing. So, again, I think everybody has great interest rates at this point. And our differentiator is being able to make the process as quick and easy, aside from, offering a stellar rate.
Yeah, love it. And you guys, what's the tech stack that you guys use, like the point of sale?
Yeah, so great question. And it's funny, you use the words tech stack. We talk about that all the time. It's actually built into our training manual, is describing our tech stack. So we do everything cloud-based, all secure. Our point of sale POS system is Blend. Amazing system, great opportunity with them. We've been on with them probably going on 3 years. Our origination software that we use is Lending Pad, all web-based.
Yeah.
And we caught on to Lending Pad because our CRM, Be in Touch, integrates with them directly. So, we looked for the tech stack that, there's no such thing as an all-inclusive system. Some companies may advertise that, and there's, aspects of everything in your business, whether it's CRM, POS, that can be put in one site, but it's all watered down. So we try to pick the best of everything and made sure that those systems communicated with one another. So it was, no double data entry or that type of stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just last year, or maybe a little bit longer, a year and a half ago, you guys were a lot smaller. And so you guys made some changes. And I've seen you grow. Like you've added so many loan officers, and I think that tech stack probably helps make that a little bit easier. Yeah, awesome. Tech stack. What are you guys doing right now for marketing? What does that look like?
Well, you guys have been a massive help. I'll tell you that. And we're getting, especially through the lead funnels, a ton of action. I'm sure you see that coming through.
Mm-hmm.
The AI that's communicating back when a borrower goes through a funnel is outstanding. And it's funny because that's new to me. So the past year or so, I would get a message from you about somebody replying to a text that I had never sent them. I try to figure it out. So it's really neat to kind of learn that AI aspect of the business, and that actually gave us the idea to pick up another piece of tech called HomeBot, which is another AI tool that we use as more of a customer retention tool after somebody closes. So, I would say between the exposure we've had, you guys make sure we're on the first page of Google. It's money well spent. You guys do your job. I can't thank you and appreciate everything that you do.
Yeah.
That in combination with our reviews, I think have been outstanding. We've been pushing the reviews. I think we've gotten probably in the last 6 months, maybe 100 reviews.
Yeah.
So we've pushed that several different ways with our originators, but we optimize our CRM to request reviews on a loan officer's behalf, and we've made it fun, and we have a good culture here at the office. So
Nice.
asking and people to participate in a contest for reviews and be rewarded at the end, I think that's pushed our review count up, and ultimately it leads people to you. People now they look you up, they do their research, and you have 200, 300, 400 reviews online. That's gonna rank you highly in their minds even before they even speak with you.
Yeah, for sure. So what we're doing for you, right? That SEO, and that's like the foundation. And you guys have done excellent at building those reviews, and you created a culture with the loan officers, right? That it made it fun. So, that's because I know it's just sending a link to a customer, or to one of your clients to get a review isn't gonna do it, right? There's got to be something else, like an incentive for the loan officers to get that review, and you guys have done so good at that, and those reviews get seen by thousands and thousands of people, and that's why you guys get the calls that you do, right? The form fills that you do. Do you guys do anything else, like any networking groups like BNI or anything like that?
I have some of my staff do that type of stuff. Sorry, my phone's ringing in the back here, but it's been kind of strange. We were pretty heavy with that before in networking groups and Chamber of Commerce, things like that. But I think since COVID hit, that's really dried up. South Florida has seemed to open up a lot quicker than some other places. So I'm seeing that stuff open up again. But I think this is going to sound crazy. I think, our turning point was when COVID hit. I think a lot of companies scaled back because they couldn't do things like open houses and networking events, things like that. So we kind of flipped the script a little bit, and we tripled, this is going to sound nuts, our marketing budget as far as our lead source goes. So, a lot of companies pulled back. They didn't know. Everybody thought I was crazy. I tripled my office space. The month we were in the pandemic, I signed a lease, 5 years.
That's right.
I tripled my marketing spend for lead source, or my lead source spend, I should say. We kind of saw the writing on the wall. We knew rates would be going down. And we took advantage of that. We knew it was going to happen. Obviously we didn't want or expect a pandemic to happen, but we knew how it would affect the mortgage market. And so we doubled down, tripled down, really.
Right.
And, I think that's led to more relationships ultimately, because it's just a different world now, not being able to sit in front of somebody.
Yeah, man, you guys push forward. So you tripled your marketing. Or your marketing spend. What was it? So you brought on like some incoming leads somehow, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we advertise pretty heavily on Bankrate, specifically on that portal. We were a test pilot for United Wholesale Mortgage, UWM, when they offered a program for brokers to go to Bankrate, because typically that was more of a larger lender type of situation, because it's not cheap by any means. And we found a lot of success in that, and we did really well. So we were able to branch off of that. I don't want to say that partnership, but that pilot, and go to Bankrate direct. And that has it's been huge for us, to be honest with you. We rank very highly on their rank very high on their rate table. Like I said, Florida is flourishing at the moment. So being on that rate table on a site that I think is well respected and used a ton, really catapulted us. So now I have a designated inside sales team. We created a different type of position for the loan officer. So we have a designated inside sales team that specifically just manages those leads.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bankrate has been a very fruitful lead source, I would say.
Got it. Yeah. So you got some ads going on Bankrate. You got your SEO, that kind of stuff handled by us here. What else? And the reviews. What else are you guys doing? What do you guys do with realtors? Like, are you guys doing just building a relationship with realtors, that kind of thing?
Yes, absolutely. So we've actually just transitioned, I would say, in Q1 more to the purchase side of our lead source, because obviously we took advantage of the rates and did a lot of refi business, I would say, the last few months of last year. So now that shift has been on the realtor side. So we've been actually doing a little bit of networking and, scheduling some meetings. And what my guys typically do is, they try to find the broker, right? I think that we're beyond the individual realtor and we're trying to go for more of the bigger fish and get, an entire branch or company from a real estate company. So it's been a lot of those, and those are easier one-on-one meetings because I'm able to sit with the owner of a brokerage and have that discussion, versus giving a presentation to, 200 realtors, which, like I said, it's difficult to even have that type of opportunity with, COVID and what's going on now. So, and we preach to our loan officers all day is, I think the realtor has been neglected the last year because loan officers have been focusing on refis. So, we preach to our guys all the time is this is the time to make the relationship, or to get an opportunity if somebody's working with somebody else, because they're not getting the love that they used to. And purchase season is it's here. So, it's getting busy and you just need somebody else to drop the ball one time to get your foot in the door, and then that relationship you can have,
For sure. Yeah. You guys aren't putting all your eggs in one basket, right? You guys have multiple channels. What is it that you guys do with your realtors that might be different than, the other, Joe's mortgage down the shop that's there, like with donuts, hey, here's my business cards.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty proactive as far as communication goes. And I know that sounds kind of elementary because, in business, you really should have good communication skills. And I think that's where realtors get lost is, a loan officer deals with a borrower usually, right? And the realtor kind of just hears after the fact, or better agents will inquire regarding status. And we've optimized our CRM to keep the realtor along with the borrower up to date at all times. I think a big initiative for our company this year was automation. How do we automate the process and communication as well, for the agent, for the loan officer, for the internal ops staff that I have. So we spent lots of time optimizing the CRM to do a lot of that work automatically. So, being able to hit one button and notify every party in the transaction is huge. And it's difficult to do that when you're doing volume unless you have some type of automated process in place. So, I think with the realtors, keeping them informed, picking up your phone 24 hours a day, I think my wife hates me for that at times. But you have to be available. I think most importantly, that's really the gist of it. At the end of the day, of course, the agent, I think, wants the borrower to get the best deal. But at the end of the day, they want you to close the loan. And creating an easier process for the borrower, I think, will stand out to the agent more than the interest rate will. Whereas the borrower cares about the rate, and even though the process is easy for them, they want the lowest rate, lowest payment. Agent wants to know you got them to the closing table.
Got it. Yeah. So it sounds like you guys have just the communication, right? And it's automated. And you guys are proactive about it. It's not like you're answering calls from realtors, which might slow things down, which slow you guys down to waste some time, right? And that's what, you guys have implemented that tech, that automated tech has really, that's really helped, right? What area do you find the best success, the most profitable in your marketing?
I wouldn't say that any one is more important than the other, to be honest with you. I think that you can't have all your eggs in one basket,
Yep.
and I know you and I have discussed doing some more, AdWords type of stuff with Google, and, my partner and I are setting aside a budget for that. Um, but bank rate for me might generate more leads this week, and, maybe I get more web hits next week, but
Yeah.
I think the goal is not to spend all your dollars in one place, even if that one lead source or opportunity is fruitful. Exploring other things, because I've done this long enough to where I know that could dry up. Bank rate could tell me tomorrow that they don't want to work with me for whatever reason. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So I can't put all my eggs in. I want to sleep at night. So if I feel like if we lost bank rate or any one of our lead providers, I would say
Yeah.
we would be okay, totally fine.
Awesome. Was there anything that you've done in the past that you're like, I'm never doing that again?
Yeah, absolutely. I did, before we got on bank rate, we did some mailer campaigns pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Very successful. We did really good with it. But it was just a grind. It was definitely a cheaper type of lead approach. But I saw it way on my LOs, being on the phone, sometimes 10, 12 hours a day, because they were just getting inundated.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just conversion rate, and I don't think that I would maybe take that approach again, doing a mail type of campaign.
Yeah.
It was just, you need to be a different type of entity to do that. Some companies are very successful at it. I just personally feel that I don't have a big enough staff to house that many calls, and that was really eye-opening, as I had a small team on it. And boy, getting 100, 200 calls a day sometimes, I get it. So, it's good when it's 80 cents a lead.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound crazy, but I went from 80 cents to lead to about 190 bucks a lead. But my conversion rate is 22%. So, it's worth it. You get what you pay for at the end of the day.
Got it. Yeah. And I know we talked about reviews. There was something I wanted to mention that you had said you're not really sure which channel is more profitable, and that you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Now, that makes sense to me, because like if people see you on bank rate, they may still go to Google, right? Search you up, check out your reviews. So if you didn't put any attention there on those reviews, they might look at your Google listing, or, see you on the web, maybe not as serious. They're like, okay, maybe we can find someone else. Right. So I think it all plays into it. Right. And the website there is like the foundation of everything. And that those reviews, that solid reputation, and your website all help those other marketing channels, right? The realtors, it's all connected.
Yeah. So funny story for you, but somebody actually did the other day look me up, and I'm not the loan officer on the, I'm not originating as much myself anymore, but I wasn't the LO on it, but they looked me up and sent me a message. Obviously I don't have hair, and they made a joke about it, because they also are balding. And I thought, man, this is crazy. This guy, he came from bank rate and took the time to go to our website, look at our team, look at our ownership. So it was just kind of a funny story for you, but that's a true story.
Yeah, man. That's I know that's what people are doing, man. They're going to search up, they want to work with a reputable company, and they search you guys up, and they're going to find that. Awesome. How are you guys using social media?
Again, you guys have been huge for that. We try to do that on our own, I think, at the beginning, but first, coming up with content is difficult to do it on a daily basis, and you really do have to post often. And coming up with compliant information and post is another challenge in itself. So taking that away from us, we're mortgage guys, so I'm not a marketing guy, right? So being able to kind of hand that off to you guys, and you guys have been stellar with it, has given us some good recognition. I mean, I don't expect to have a post and get 1 million likes. That's not really the intention of it. I think it's just branding, and being in front of people. And we have gotten some hits from that type of stuff. People that consistently see us, maybe a year down the road, they'll remember Premier Lending when they need to get a mortgage, purchase a house, refi, whatever it may be. So leveraging that social media was huge. And I appreciate you guys because you are all over it.
Thank you.
Post. Yeah, I mean, the blogging has been outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah, and the idea there behind it, right, is just staying in front of the people who have liked the page, staying in front of those fans, which are likely your past clients, friends, family, some realtors, staying in front of them, keeping you top of mind, right? So yeah, awesome. Are you guys doing email marketing at all?
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. I am also a firm believer of not spreading yourself too thin. So I feel like we have a good, lead stack, I would say, where, we have enough, and I try to really think about how many leads per seat and what that loan officer can handle, especially with their experience level as well. So we have not done any email marketing, but that is something that we could entertain. Maybe we drop something in the future and pick up some type of email marketing campaign.
Right. Okay. What do you guys do? Like, say you guys get a prospect or someone fill out a form on your website, they're not quite ready, right? They're not qualified, either their credit needs some help or they're like, what do you guys do there? How does your loan officer follow up with that person? Or like, do you guys refer them, over here? Do you give them credit advice? Do you give tell me a little bit about that.
Credit advice, we try to stay away from. We're not a credit agency. So, the last thing I want to do is tell somebody to pay off a $20,000 debt to improve their credit. They do that and it not work. So, I think unqualified people now may be qualified in the future. So we mark them as a long-term follow-up in our CRM.
Okay.
So again, we have it optimized so where every few months, the CRM is going to hit them up on the loan officer's behalf to stay in front of them.
Nice.
So, we do that, and, we have a monthly newsletter that goes out to them as well. So, they're getting touched at least once a month, in every drip campaign we have. And we have 22 set up where they're hit, at least a minimum of, aside from the monthly newsletter, an additional 22 times every year as a long-term follow-up.
Got it. Okay, good. So there is like a system and it's automated, like
Absolutely.
it's the background for that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Are there but in the next 6 months, what do you see coming?
I see interest rates rising, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And here in South Florida, interest rates will be up a little bit and inventory is very low. So I do see things maybe drying up a little bit.
Yeah.
Although I think if you position yourself well and you budget yourself well, we're still historically in the lowest rate market that we've been in. So I think 6 months, I'm hoping that values, will finally level out a little bit. At least here in South Florida, very unique how things have appreciated the last 12 months. But, I still think that it's, even though the mortgage market itself will shrink, there's a lot of opportunity, again, if you have the right partners in place. So I'm doubling down. So, next 6 months, I'm looking to hire probably another 10 loan officers. I want to have 30 active licenses at the end of the year. So, and we're doing that now. Like I said, I have 4 or 5 guys going through that process now. We do it in waves because we train people, in groups. I have another 4 or 5 starting next month. So, I'll continue to double down as long as my operational staff can handle it. And if I need to add to that, I will. But that's it, man. Next 6 months for me is I'm still in a growth stage. So regardless of what rates do, I'm not going to let that dictate whether I grow my business or not.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a Grant Cardone thing. When everyone else is pulling back, you double up, right? Or you 10x. Yeah. And you got. It sounds like that's what you've done since last year, right?
Yeah.
Man, awesome. Thank you. What last question for you, man. What is the greatest insight that you could give to someone trying to, push their company over to the next level?
Wow. Well, I would say culture, to be honest with you, I think that a business owner, if you can develop a good culture and, essentially it's a people business, and
Yeah.
you develop a strong team that buys in, um, I think that that's going to really catapult your business, to be honest with you. When you have people that are like-minded, they understand the company's goals, they understand, the company understands their individual goals, and you have a good office culture.
Yep.
I think that's one thing that, we got the opportunity to visit, UWM a few times.
Yeah.
And seeing that culture on a scale of, 6, 7, 8,000 employees was eye-opening. And implementing that in our company, and making it a priority to have a good office culture, a great office culture, has also, I think, been a huge reason for our success. I have very, very little turnover. I have very loyal employees, because they have bought in. I think everybody here would run through a wall for one another. So I would say my greatest advice for any brokerage is, if you're looking to expand, you can put an ad out there tomorrow and have 10 resumes in an hour.
Yeah.
But it's really being selective on who you join, who you let join your family, and giving them the proper training. And if that's the case, I think those people will grow your business for you. So that, to me, I think would be the best advice I could give anybody if they're looking to expand.
Yeah. And you guys, it sounds like, you guys have a great culture that's taking care of your clients, right? Your clients take care of the business. And so
I got an arcade in the back. So my employees have they have a good time while they're here. I kid you not, I have an arcade in the back just because I know this business is a grind. So being able to get away for a minute and play some Pop-A-Shot, I think is a huge relief for them,
Yeah, nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thanks, Manny. Thanks for joining me today. This has been another episode of the Mortgage Success Podcast. Talk to you soon. Thanks. If you would like to generate more sales through your digital marketing efforts, please visit mortgagebrokermarketing.com and get a copy of the book, Internet Marketing for Mortgage Brokers, tripling your online sales by getting your internet marketing done the right way. Also check the training section of the website for guides on everything from running effective pay-per-click ads to optimizing your Google My Business listing. This has been another episode of the Mortgage Success Podcast. Thank you for listening.